Saying no audio. And Sue's yelling at you, saying, Mike Lagrimas, let's go. Is it on?
So, yeah, start.
Okay.
It's because
All right, can you guys hear us now?
It's
Can
because
you hear us?
It's because you fed him.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Things happen, man. We said the wrong name.
Ouch!
We said the wrong name.
Say my name 3 times like candy, man.
So we talked about the get together between the person that we can't say because we went down the last time and GMC. The backup that they have supplied you. So Pablo's question right now is basically, are you guys going to like reinvent, come up with a new name now?
No, I'm cool with, I respect their brand and what they've built as DMC, and I wouldn't want them to change it for nothing. That's how much I respect it, and I want them to do what they do. Mm-hmm. Not everything has to be, Underground Element or whichever, but we just think that it was a good partnership for us to be known as, brothers, kind of. Underground Element, DMC.
I always thought that you guys. I thought that there was a merge anyway, but
unofficially, yeah. I mean, and you know what, and that's a good thing, because people were already thinking it, and people were already like, well, those guys are always together, and those guys are always doing events together, and they're always there, and they support each other. So that's kind of like the circle, mm-hmm. And it just naturally happened. And, that's the good part about it. It naturally happened. Nobody forced it. Nobody made somebody, it wasn't anything. It just naturally happened.
Yeah. And you can see that between all of you guys. I mean, if anybody's gotten a chance to be with you all in the same room at the same time, I mean, that's basically how it's always been. And that's how I've seen it.
Mm-hmm. Those are my brothers. Like, Chris is like my little brother. I mean, he's my stunt double. But,
I love it. I'm not 3J. I'm not Chris Laura.
I mean, like, he's definitely like, he's like my little brother. He's not too much younger than me, but he's still like my little brother. Dave is like the grandpa. And then Marquez is just he's my brother too, and then, let me tell you something. There was something that happened, and I felt like they were disrespected, and I was upset. I was very upset that somebody had disrespected them enough that I confronted the situation because I was that upset. And afterwards, I said, damn, I must really like these guys, because I went out of my way to make sure that I let this person know it ain't happening. You ain't gonna diss my people. You ain't gonna talk that talk. You're not gonna do this to my people. It's not happening. And you know what's funny? They felt the same way, because out there, the industry talks. People say stuff on the side of their mouth, and they say stuff when you're not around. Chris, Marquez, Dave, all those, we hear everything. Almost everything.
They want the Batman story. Make it quick, because we're going to be ending soon.
I can't.
You can't tell the Batman story?
I can't tell the Batman story.
Patrick said Batman.
No, I have to respect that.
I'm going to hear the Batman story later. That's all I'm going to say. As soon as we get off this show.
We'll have a drink.
Yeah, we're gonna have a glass of wine.
I can't tell the Batman story.
Batman after hours.
Batman.
Unfortunately, the Batman story was unfortunate, and I'm glad that it happened. I'm glad that the situation happened, but at the same time, I'm upset that the situation happened.
Well, we won't talk about it because we don't want to upset you. We're gonna go towards the ending now because I know it's getting late.
Look at they all know the Batman story, so they're all saying it's a good story. It's a good one.
I'll hear it after we get off the air. What would you tell your younger self now that you know what you know now?
There's too many. If I had to tell my younger self something, do more with school, college. That's all. I guess that's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Who would you like to see here on Latinos in the House?
Who would I like to see here in Latinos in the House? Bring in my Filipino brothers.
Okay.
Flip side, Speed. You know, there's Albanese, J Funk. Let me tell you something about the Bulls. The Bulls DJ team, if anybody does not know some of the DJs on there, I'm telling you, they are some of the most talented DJs in the industry. You might not know them because they don't play in the South Side or the North Side or the clubs or this, that, whatever. But I'm telling you right now, they're some of the most talented DJs that you could ever meet. And
Hey, Martino.
they're all family. But what about Pamp? Need to have Pamp on here. For sure.
Okay.
Don't do Dave C. It'll shut down.
Martino spinning Ramos in the
Talking about
house.
old school.
I
That is
know, that is old school right there, man.
You should do the DMC guys together.
Well, let me ask you this, because we've been going back and forth on a lot of the history that you've had. You were on our Latinos in the House conference this past year.
Absolutely.
What did you enjoy about our conference?
Everything.
What's everything?
So what I envisioned of what it was going to be, and the experience I actually got from it are two different things. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how it was going to be. I didn't know how the presentation. I didn't know anything. But I was kind of maybe just thinking it was just going to be I wasn't expecting all that. It was overwhelming, and I was not expecting.
What were you expecting?
I was not expecting the award either.
What were you expecting?
Yeah, what were you expecting?
I couldn't even
because
tell
I
you.
don't think people understand what our conference is about.
No,
So what were you expecting?
I don't know. I didn't know what to expect, honestly. I underestimated what I walked into, and it was an awesome feeling. I can't say enough good things about the experience, for one. I really felt welcomed, and I was very excited to be able to talk on the panel. It was humbling to receive the award or the recognition, and then the book. It's a great experience. I strongly encourage everybody who can make it this year to make it out to the Latinos in the House conference. You need to be there and support our Hispanics and the Latinos in the industry, for sure. And I say that because not just because I was a part of it, but because I experienced it. And this is who we are. This is for our people. It's a good thing. It gives recognition. I seen some people there that I haven't seen for years. But I'll tell you what, being there and seeing them face to face and being able to have a conversation with them about the history was amazing. And I really thank you guys for having me this year.
Well, thank you
thought
for
it was-
your kind words.
So I came home with the award and everything or whatever. I actually have it next to my desk. It's like on the display. And my daughter, I told you she had her dance today or prom. Whatever, it was the same day. So I came home and I had this stuff on my hand, and all these kids were in my house. The house was full of kids. And they all see me walking into the room. They're like, holy cow, you got an award. And they were all like, oh my God, this is awesome. Like, you got an award. They're like, they recognize you as a Hispanic. I said, thank God.
What would you have changed on that day? Would you have changed anything?
No, I thought it was great. I mean, honestly, I thought it was a great experience. I liked it. I liked it so much that I offered for us to help because we want to see it grow.
And we're going to take you up on that because that's a lot of work.
We believe in you. We believe in the purpose.
I think people don't understand that it's actually. I don't think they look at it as a conference. When they hear conference, they just think of verbiage and merchandise. And I think what we do we put on a production. Like, it's literally a production. Like, from the videos to the dancers to looking for artifacts.
It's a, like
You
a
know,
show.
it's
like a show.
it is. It's a show. It is literally
It's a production.
show.
It's a production.
I
It's
don't
a
even think we should call it a conference. We need to call it a show.
So, what I can tell people is that everybody who watches these podcasts, doesn't matter if it's the industry DJs, if it's Latinos in the house, it don't matter if you're watching Gino Rockarome on his live stream or whoever on his live stream. You watch those people to support them, be entertained, or whichever, right? So this is the same thing. Latinos in the House Conference is upfront and personal, a place for you to come and hear these conversations about what we do, our history, recognitions, and it's your opportunity to hear more about them, and also you can be upfront and ask questions and talk with these people. It's a great place to do that. Interact. I ran into Lázaro there, Laz. Laz was the first guy who gave me my first job as a record store, and I haven't seen him in years. I love the guy. He was actually one of the managers for Law when I booked Law back in the day. And it was so humbling to see him. But again, that's that place where you know, the Hispanics and everybody in the industry, you should be at Latinos in the House Conference. Absolutely.
When is that happening, Steph?
Latinos in the House Dance Music Conference is happening October 3rd.
Dance music what? Dance music conference?
Dance Music
Dance
Conference
music show.
production and show, because that's basically what it is. It is a production. Want to say, hey, Victor Salazar is on here. Hey, Victor.
What's up, Vicky? What's up, Sticky Vicky?
Julius
Victor.
Oliver, what's going on? Thank you for joining us. We're pretty much finishing up.
Victor's been
Julius
trying to-
Oliver is actually a part of our conference this upcoming year.
Victor's been trying to interview me for like a year or
Well,
two.
he's not going to interview you until he gets over here first. Right, Victor? Challenge.
Wait, so there was one question that you had asked in the last show, and I was prepared.
T-Kid.
Oh, their first house. What do you consider house music? Yes. First house track. Yeah, let's go.
What was the first house track that you
you,
think
yeah.
you remember?
I'm ready for this one.
Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Whoa. Music is the key.
Steve So Curly.
Okay. But that was after Chippy.
I think they were the same year.
Yeah, same year, 1985.
They were both the same year.
I know that there's a lot of talk about 1984, 1985, Jesse Saunders. I base my decision on music is the key based off the sound of the music.
It was on point.
All
It
you have
was on
to
point.
all you have to do is listen. Music is the key, is the vibe. I mean, you have the vocal, you have the groove,
Excellent vocals, Beth.
and then there was the version
Excellent
with the rap on it. I think, right? There was a rap.
Yeah, because it was
Yes.
Keith Nunley.
Now let's go even deeper. The rap. First time somebody raps on a dance music track like that, right? So then, is that? I'm going to throw one out there. So is that the birth of the start of some hip house? Because then we get to
That's arguable because don't forget,
it's percussion.
Jesse Velez rapped on his track,
So-
Girls Out on the Floor. So that's arguable.
It's percussion.
At least I am. It's arguable for me.
It's
Reese.
percussion. It's percussion came along, and that was probably the first song I ever learned to rap in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
And you were like 6, right? Because you.
I was. I knew how to rap to that song before I knew my times
Patrick and
tables.
Dave were like in their their 20s, and
Dave was in his 40s.
But yeah, music is a key for me for you know, for sure, hands down. Steve So Curly, and I'm not saying that because I'm friends with him. I'm saying listen to the music. No disrespect to Jesse Saunders at all. Great guy. I know him, but when I listen to On and On, I hear Italo disco. I hear European. I don't hear house.
Yeah, I agree with you on that point. To me, that was not a house track. Even though it was on a house label tracks, it doesn't have that house feel for me.
I think there's never really going to be, when you ask DJs, there's never going to be a definitive answer that everybody will agree to, because you will always go back to the first one that was pressed on black vinyl. So I think that's where the argument comes in from. But when you ask DJs in general, like we've been asking, what they felt what they considered house as their first track, it's always going to differ.
Right.
Like no matter what. Like for me, like we discussed with Rich, when we first heard It's House, it was on Chippy's track.
Right.
It's House. And then when you go back to me talking to Curtis McLean this past weekend and saying, for me, Move Your Body was my first house track that I bought at Loop Records. So it's always going to be something different, no matter what, no matter who you ask. So I just think that, but we like asking that question. What's up, T-Kid?
I don't dispute the Chip E track either. It was actually the same year. And I get that he had to sample It's House, right? Obviously through the whole song. But again, I listen to the sounds and the vibe. And you know what? I if I had to say, I think that was probably one of the first actual jacking tracks. Because that track, the drums, everything, you hear that and it's a jacking track. Yeah. It's not a groove. It's a jacking track.
The Music is Key was a song.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it was
House.
a song. It was a house song.
Chippy was a track, dance track.
Yeah.
Music
It was a
I can go on and on about like Steve Sokurley's production and how I just think it's amazing.
He's amazing.
Well, we are going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for being here. I know you've got a lot more history, and we're going to have to bring you back on.
And we'll hear baby.
We are definitely going to bring. We're going to bring him and Patrick.
Batman story.
Him, Patrick, and Dave. I think that's what we need to bring on here all together. I don't know how we'll fit you guys in this little table, but we'll figure it out.
Hang on, Patrick.
But thank
this
you.
is Patrick's 40th year of being a DJ, I think.
Yeah, I think I saw that somewhere.
Yep. So we're gonna.
Dave says music is the key. Agreed.
There you go.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for welcoming us and honoring us with your presence today and your history. I loved hearing about the whole rave and the underground.
Yeah,
because I wasn't a part of that.
I didn't know you were that big in that.
Yeah,
There's so much to tell in that era too. Like I barely touched that with the tip of
you
the
were
iceberg.
traveling
there. Like,
around the states.
I'm telling you,
that's awesome to know. I didn't
that
know
era is so big and it's talked about the least, if that makes any sense.
Martino, you need to make sure that you get a hold of me because we need you on this podcast just as well. Well, thank you, 3J, for sharing. And before we head out, I wanted to use this platform tonight to give my condolences to the Reverend Jesse Jackson and his family. I know I've been reading on Facebook a lot of people who have been able to be in his presence. I was very honored to be at his home and I was a dancer for with a couple of girls, and they asked us to represent Jewel as the deli girls, the dancing deli girls, and that's we were all meeting at Reverend Jesse Jackson's house.
You're
and
the salami girl.
Yeah, I would say I just about to ask the same question.
I was the salami girl, and
She was a salami
I
girl.
didn't get a chance to talk to him, but just to say hello and be in his presence, it was such a calming moment, and to know that you were there with Jesse Jackson. And it kind of hit me when I read his passing yesterday morning, and I woke up and I said, oh my God, I can't believe he passed away. So my condolences to Jesse, Jonathan, who are people that I actually knew. And I always share the story that it was Jesse Jackson Jr. and Sandy, his ex-wife, that taught me how to smoke cigars. So they were the reason why I started smoking cigars, was because of them. But let me just say, Jesse Jackson was just not African American history. He was also American history. He was part of a civil rights movement. He was the closest that we would have gotten for our own generation to understand what Martin Luther King's speeches were about, what he died and was assassinated for, and that was for equality. And I was listening to some of the stories, and I was listening to John Quinones, who's from ABC, and I was really, really touched by what he said, how Reverend Jesse Jackson got him into newscasting. And for a Latino, as he stated that he had gotten close with Reverend Jesse Jackson, and that he had an offer with NBC and ABC. And he said, what should he do? What do you advise? And Reverend Jesse Jackson told him, go with ABC because they will have more doors open for you and your race.
Wow.
And they did. John Quinones was one of the first Latinos on ABC. It opened the doors for a lot of African Americans and for our own. And Jesse Jackson wanted to make sure that he fought for equality for all. And if you remember, and if you don't, if you haven't seen it, go to the Sesame Street bit where he has white, black, Asian, Latinos, and he's telling the kids that I may be on welfare, but I am somebody. I may be poor, but I am somebody. I may not look like you, but I am somebody. I may have different hair color, but I am somebody. I may have a different skin tone. I may be white, black, Asian, Latino, but I am somebody. I may not live in the same neighborhood as you, but I am somebody. And I remember watching that as a 5-year-old, and seeing it again triggered everything that I felt, because I felt like as if he was talking to me. And my mother would always laugh at me because I would always speak into the speaker where the audio was coming out, and I would think that they were talking to me, so I would respond back. But it was because of that I believed I was somebody. And even in my lowest points, I remember that I am somebody. Just as we remember Martin Luther King, I have a dream. May us all remember, let us all remember that keep hope alive and that we are somebody. Our culture, our Latinos, we are somebody. And let us always carry that with us at our lowest moment, to always remember we are somebody and that there is always hope, as Jesse Jackson taught us. So, Reverend Jackson, may you rest in power. Thank you for all that you did for the city of Chicago. Thank you for all that you did for the nation and around the world, because you did do a lot. And condolences to his family. And thank you for sharing a moment today on the news and explaining how your father and what your father meant to you personally, but also sharing that no matter what we do in life and no matter what our flaws are, that we are still to be humble and we are still to treat people with kindness, as your father did. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. We have Hideaways on February 28th. Thank you. February 28th. Get your tickets now.
5 West
Hideaways,
Division.
5 West Division. Who do we have, Pablo?
We have Tyree Cooper, the super duper house producer, and then we have
Gene
Hot Mix
Hunt.
5, Gene Hunt.
Yes.
Talk about house music DJs.
And then we got Pablo Punk Out Gonzalez
And
from the Dominating Six,
And let's go way back.
to Mickey Mixon Aller from the Hot Mix 5.
And
then we've got
the Tic Tac
Latinos in the
sensation.
house. Latinos in the house. Yes.
DJ.
The I call him a super duper producer because he's my heart. Mr. DJ QMM, the producer of Latinos in the house.
Hideaway.
So please make sure you show up to Hideaways.
5 West Division.
5 West Division,
Chicago.
9 p.m. to 5 a.m. So get those damn disco
5
naps in.
a.m.
Yes, to 5
We'll take you
a.m.
back to your rave
We're going
days.
to take you back to
5
the rave
a.m.
days. Yep. I want to see everybody there. You need tickets, you come out to reach out to me or Pablo or QMM. If not, you can go on Eventbrite. But please buy those tickets. Come and visit us. Come and see us. As you know, the Latinos in the house and Dominating 6. We will all be there. Please buy your tickets. February 28th, 5 West Division.
3/8/26. It's Lisa.
Yes.
Joe's Live. Rosemont.
Yes. March 8th, if you've not gotten your tickets, Gino Rock and Roll was daytime with Lisa performing, Dominating Six, DJ Voodoo, Victor Salazar, DJ Diablo, DJ Dynamico, DJ Jade. Yeah, I think I named all of them, right? I got them this time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they're all going to be there, so make sure you are there. So we need you there.
GinoRockandRoll.com.
That's right. And he may still have some tickets available, so I would really like hurry up and get them. So February 28th, Hideaways, March 8th, Gino Rock and Romo's daytime. We will see you then. Thank you, 3J, for joining us tonight. And everybody, be safe. We will see you here next week with DJ CZR, Chicago's very own South Side. It's the South Side of Chicago, getting boogie. Anyway, so make sure you're here next week. We will see you 7:30. Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Mwah.
It's time to chat and speak the truth. We will talk with DJs, producers,